Hello, travelers, and welcome to our story. I am finally kind of working again. Why is my mouth not moving? Oh well. Anyway, at least I am moving. But my name is Kieran, and I am your guide to the world of Nazrim and many others. And let me just put some music on, because I'm kind of going off the cuff here. But yeah, if you guys have not, by the way, checked out where I was a second ago. Actually, why don't I just... I was over on Ella's channel, who is currently doing a really, really funny bit on her channel as like a little return stream where she's operating a pizzeria and making some very cursed pizzas. So definitely go check that out. I think she's doing that for like another hour at least. Yeah, Ella's wonderful, and she just released a song cover, which sounds so good. She has a really, really pretty voice. Anyway, so yeah, we're here, and we're doing a little model painting. Let me just, let's see. Trying to figure out some good music to put on. I usually kind of default to like cozy coffee shop music, but this might be good. It's been kind of Ghibli inspired, apparently. Hopefully we won't get copyright struck. I like playing weird, like, comfy music while painting Kill Team. Something nice about it. Anyway, so here we are. And so I've got my fancy schmancy wet palette again. And when I opened it, I noticed, like, okay, like, some of the paint is dry, but it's wet in some spots still 2 days later. Which is awesome. So if I really wanted to, I could just add a little extra water to it, a little extra paint, and just like mix it up and keep going. So that's cool. All right, so I think the first order of business, I'd like to finish up the base work on the Necrons and on those couple of Gene Stealer cultists, since they're all using the Redstone Trio. So we'll get that done really quick and easy, out of the way. There's a bunch of them. And then we'll move on to maybe doing some of the Death Watch. Work on them a little bit. I do really want to get the Necrons like finished, because they're going to be in my first battle report. But I'm actually almost there with them, to be honest. Aside from the base work, I remember I did want to touch up a couple of areas here and there, like especially around the feet where I got a lot of the ground color on them, which is kind of unavoidable, especially the little foot tendrils on the Chronomancer. So I might devote a little time to that. Lost my train of thought. And then, and the Chronomancer and the Apprentice here, their stabs, I did want to add a little bit of jade color to that, just to make it a little more interesting to look at. So I might get to that today. We'll see. Yeah, I really like these Necrons. I agonized forever over what kind of color scheme to use with them. Still not satisfied with the blades on that staff, but I might just fix that later once I figure out what I'm doing. But I really like the kind of like orangey bronze color that I used, especially with the jade. It just, the colors look really nice together, and I like using purple for their like energy source instead of the traditional Necron green, because I like purple, if you couldn't tell. But purple is actually a pretty tricky color to paint, I found, at least for me. Anywho, so yeah, so we'll start out with the base work here, and then move on to the Death Watch. If I'm feeling ambitious and I have time, I'll start doing some touch-ups on the Necrons. Okay, so I think this is a good time to use one of those fancy new dry brushes that came with the wet palette. And so what I'm going to do, I already base coated with redstone shadow and then applied a brown wash. So now I'm going to apply the middle tone, just some redstone. Shaking it up first. I am very excited for streams this week. I mean, aside from obviously looking forward to Wednesday, which is like one of my favorite days of the week now, because of Crooked Moon, we've also got another model workshop on Tuesday, and then a very special stream Friday, which involves most of who is in chat right now. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I'll be finally going forward with an event that I promised to do. I think it was for the Christmas stream as a charity redeem. And that is to do what we're calling Crooked Space Marines. It's not really showing up that good. Which will be myself, Teeny, and Maya playing Space Marine 2 as Crooked Moon characters. So Lloyd in my case, Nell in Maya's, and I think Teeny can pretty much do like whatever character she would feel would be most entertaining. But I know we were throwing around some ideas on that. That'd be kind of cute. Yeah, so the mid-tone really isn't showing up super great. I think it's because that wash I used was not as dark as the Agrax Earthshade that I usually use with brown. So I may have to fix that later. Okay, it's showing up okay on the Chronomancer. But yeah, if I'm not satisfied with how it looks, I'll add a little Agrax just to darken it up a little bit, fill in the recesses. I noticed on the Apprentec some of the basing material broke off, which happens. So anywho, and then also this week, for those who are interested in following the progress of the channel and any associated channels, I do intend to, after stream today, take a little progress picture of the kill teams and post it on my Instagram, which is KMD Wargaming, all one word. So that'll be a weekly thing. Every Sunday, my intention is to post a progress pic of any current painting projects. So that way it lets you know what I'm up to, and it also ideally keeps me motivated too. So, I do have kind of a fancy camera, but it's out of power in the moment, and I can't find the charger, so I'm gonna have to find that. I know it's somewhere in the basement. Ugh. Basement's kind of a mess. So in the meantime, I'll just be using my phone, which should be fine. And then, so I think that's it for what Sundays will entail. So in the future, unless things change, every Sunday I will be doing a little stream, whether it's model painting or another installment of Dark Heresy or another RPG. It'll be one of those, probably. And then the Instagram update. That's my new Sunday routine. I actually have a schedule drawn up. That's that. Monday is actually very low-key. All I'm doing for Mondays is I'm going to be resuming that Velociphy thing I did, where it's like a nice little cozy graphic and an inspiring quote of some kind. So I'm going to try and do that every Monday. Tuesday is a little bit busy. Tuesdays, I'm going to aim to release some kind of short once I figure out what I'm doing on that, because I've never really made a short before. So I'm going to teach myself a little editing and kind of look through my stuff to see if there's anything that's short worthy. And once I get the hang of that, I'll release a short every Tuesday on YouTube. And then Tuesday nights, I intend to stream, and that will be the model workshop streams every Tuesday. Wednesday, I intend to release a reel of some kind on Instagram. So again, it's something I have to research and figure out what I'm doing. And then, of course, Wednesday night, we've got the Crooked Moon streams. Thursdays, it is, Twitter and the Blue Sky, where I'll just release a fun post of some kind, something that's like funny, silly, or hobby related. So I'm gonna have a regular schedule of doing that. Something that hopefully kind of garner engagement. Friday, I release a carousel on Instagram. Usually it'll probably be like a little slideshow of painting projects that I'm working on or have finished recently, to kind of garner some interest in what I'm doing. And then Friday nights, I intend to do some sort of game-related stream. And then with Saturdays, possibly pretty busy, actually. So Saturday, I release my schedule for the coming week, kind of plan out what I'm doing for the next week or two. And what I would like to do ideally, if I can really buckle down with it, is alternate. So one week, I will release a battle report on Saturday, and then the next week, probably like an audio role player, some other ASMR related thing, or maybe like an audiobook reading of a story or something like that. So that'll be the next week, and then the week after that, back to a battle report, and then the next week, back to an audio. So that is my plan. I'm probably not going to be able to like nail every beat of it right out of the gate, but that's my goal. Specifically, my plan is to have this schedule solidified and stick to it within the next 3 months. So by the end of April. Although, I will already tell you, there is 1 week in April I will not be able to stick to it. I'll probably denote that week as a vacation. Because it is April break, which you would think gives me a lot of free time. So, of course I'd be able to make content, but nope. During that week, I will be having a special guest. Because it will be April break happens to coincide with the 1 year anniversary of me and a particular dragon. Yeah. Right now I'm adding the highlight color, although it's not especially bright. I don't know, I think what I'm going to do is look through my paints later and see if I have another color that's similar to the redstone, but much brighter, and use that as a highlight. Yeah, because it's not overly eye-catchy right now. you right now. I like this dry brush. Kind of looks like a makeup brush, which I have seen model painters use, but I just didn't have any. Oh god, I imagine that being a little sitcom setup in the meantime, in the future. Like Mocha being like, "Honey, where'd my makeup brushes go?" I'm just like, Cue me flying out a window. It doesn't look too bad, actually, now that I'm looking at it from a distance. Hope you're all having a wonderful, cozy Sunday. Looking forward to the work week ahead. My week, work-wise, I don't think it'll be too bad. Definitely not compared to this past week. This past week was rough. But my intention after I finish stream today is to really sit down and get a few things done in advance so I don't have to be scrambling and worrying about it. I got a reflection paper that I need to finish. I would like to at least have a vague idea of what this week's lessons are going to look like. I do need to start planning out Part 3 quizzes for Fahrenheit, and designing a little game show, actually. So what I like to do whenever we finish Fahrenheit, because we're about to finish the book, probably tomorrow, I like to do Jeopardy 451. So it's a little competitive quiz show about the entire book. And then the winning team gets some bonus points on the final test. And they've got a paper to do beyond that, and then we're done. And we can move on to Macbeth. Yes! Can't wait to start Macbeth. It's gonna be so fun. Love me some Shakespeare. I just really want to be productive this week and get some things done that I've been meaning to do. Still gotta finish setting up the office in the other room. Got a lot of stuff that I need to weed through. Got some things still related to Mom's estate that I need to figure out. My end of it is mostly like looking at things that were bequeathed in the will and setting those things aside for people. That's pretty much all of it is here somewhere. Lots to keep me busy. prefer not to be lazy. I've done too much of that lately. Busiest, oh yeah. My gosh. Oh, and be proud, I actually have water today. Okay, so that's... Oh, who's this person that keep follow on the Oops guy? Oh. So, what is next? I could do the Necron touch-ups if I wanted to. Do I want to? That is the question. I also could do a little base coating on those couple of Gene Stealer cultists that are not yet painted. The reason I'm delaying with the Death Watch is because I know what the next step is, and it's very tedious. So with the Death Watch guys, they're looking pretty decent so far, I think. But the silver that's on them, the screen is getting weirdly dark. Anyway, the silver that's on them I did by dry brushing, and that means a lot of silver got where it wasn't supposed to, and that makes it very dusty looking. I could also do the base work actually, and that might be a better idea, because that way I don't have to go and touch up the boots twice, because the next big step is to go over all the armor parts in black to base coat them again, and fix all that silver that I got elsewhere. And I also did for the ones that wearing helmets, I painted in the eye lenses with a little bit of red. It might actually be best, now that I'm thinking of it, I might want to finish the eye lenses first. Although there's only one guy in this batch wearing a helmet, so it'd just be for him. That might be a good idea. Yeah, I think I will. Okay. So, quick eye lens break. Which, I haven't done a lot of eye lenses on stream before, so... Hey. Experience. And because the eyes on the helmet are so small, we need a brush that is so small.
How about something like this?
This one. So tiny. Okay. And so I previously used, I believe it was Dragon Red for the base coat. So we're going to be bringing it up to, I can't really read the label, but this is Heraldic Red. Actually, while I'm at it, it might just be good to do all the reds, because the weapon casings and the shoulder pad on the one Blood Angel guy and the eyes on the Salamander, actually, all red. So stuff will be actually a little longer than anticipated. But I'll start with the eyes with the tiny brush, and then put that off to the side. And go to a slightly bigger one. Okay. All right. Tiny little bit of all the red on our brush. There we go. Brighten up those eyes a little bit. And then same thing for the eyes on our salamander. So he doesn't wear a helmet, but salamanders, you know the lore, just because of their genetic makeup from living on their volcanic world and like the radiation there, they have like coal black skin and blazing red eyes, which makes them look very frightening, despite the fact that personality-wise they are big old softies. Okay, so those are the eyes. Put a small brush off to the side and use something a little bigger for the rest of the red. So I'm just gonna make our way around the weapon casings, brighten them up. Actually, what I'm currently doing when I play Space Marine 2 is I'm trying to get some credits, some requisition points to unlock some Deathwatch armor parts, so I can make little Deathwatch Marines. I did make one sort of using whatever Deathwatch parts I have and some Black Templar bits, so like the skeleton backpack. I made a little Black Templar Deathwatch Tactical Marine who looks really cool. I'm not normally a fan of Black Templars, but they do have a really cool aesthetic. I do like this gun a lot. I can't remember the proper name for it, but it's a heavy bolter combined with a flame cannon. So I figured making this guy a salamander would be appropriate. There's Horde Slayer. It was very hard deciding which Deathwatch operatives to put in my kill team for the bat rep. Because I have 10 different options at the moment, and you can only pick 5. I don't think if I can remember the names of all of them. So there's a Sergeant, the Aegis, the Horde Slayer, Head Taker, Disruptor, Blade Master, Demolisher, Breacher, Bombard. I think it's just called the Sniper. And I think that's it. Did I say Sergeant? I think I did. Oh, and then there's a Gunner, too. A Gunner. So it's 11 possible options. I couldn't build the Bombard, because there wasn't enough parts for it. They give you just enough parts to make 10 of the 11 operatives, so it, like, in theory, forces you to buy another kit. It's very devious. But what I was gonna do anyway, I wanted to see about fielding Deathwatch as an army, so I do have a battle force on the way, or a combat patrol, with a bunch of Deathwatch parts, so I'll probably just... Hopefully, there is the right parts that I need to build the Bombard. I'm trying to think about what chapter I want him to be from. That's the fun of Deathwatch, is because they come from all different Space Marine chapters. It's like just a term of service working for the Ordo Xenos, the Inquisition. So it's like kind of like a Space Marine all-star team. Like this group of 5 that I've got. Like this guy's a Salamander, my Blade Master is a White Scar, the Head Taker is a Blood Angel, Demolisher is a Wolf Spear, and the disruptor is an Iron Hand. I wanted to go like fun and thematic. And I did also build the Breacher, but I couldn't fit in the squad. He's an Imperial Fist. The Sniper is a Raptor. They're kind of like an offshoot of the Raven Guard. Oh, forgot about the Purity Seals. Did I? I did base code the Purity Seals, so I'll get those with the Heraldic Red too. One minute. Yeah. Ooh, I do like how that red brightens up a bit. Okay. We got our Blade Master. Quite as much red on this guy. The handle on his sword. Red wrapping around it. Actually, when I do his shoulder pad, I'm gonna have to come back and use some red. Because white scars. White and red is their color scheme. Which it seems like they'd be really difficult to paint, because white is actually a pretty complex color to paint. And putting red on top of that, very easy to mess up your paint job. But I do actually have a White Scar Combat Patrol sitting in its box waiting to be built. Too many mods, too many mods. I need to stop. It's paint by half, paint by half. They're so pretty. Focus on your brand, get some sponsorships, and then use that money to buy new models. I realize I don't have any plasma weapons on this kill team. That's a shame. It's kind of fun painting plasma. Although there is some plasma on another kill team that I do have off camera. It's not for the battle reports, but I do want to get them done in the near future. It's going to be part of a gift, actually. I'll show you. Just give me a second to finish the red on this guy. This music is so creepy. Okay. I've barely started them, so it's not much to look at right now, but... So this is the captain of an Angels of Death kill team, which is Space Marines, obviously. So I'm painting them up as salamanders as a little gift from Mocha. So, ideally, I'll have it done for Valentine's Day. Which I can't really give it to her in person yet, but it'll be here. Might actually feature them in a battle report or something. This Blood Angel, I'm not going to be shy about applying the Heraldic Red, because I do want this to be bright. This Blood Angel's like a bright orangish red. It's pretty normal for them. I do like the aesthetic of the Blood Angels. It's very like Catholic inspired. Angelic and tragic, like vampiric elements. all system has a really cool aesthetic to it. It's kind of reminded of that when I watched a movie recently. I don't know if there's any Knives Out fans out there, but I love the Knives Out movies, and I really like the latest one, Wake Up Dead Man. I wasn't sure what to think on the first watch, but like the more I watched, I was like, this is really freaking good. It actually kind of reminds me of a vocation I almost took on. So fun fact, there was a moment earlier in life, I'm not going to say exactly when because that would be dating me a little bit, where I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I had previously wanted to be a police officer, and then realized I would be miserable doing that. So I regrouped for a little bit, dropped out, just kind of worked and thought about myself and where I wanted to go in life, what I wanted to do. A lot of soul searching, and I had it narrowed down to 2 jobs. Probably told this story before, but whatever. One was being a teacher, which I ultimately went with. I just realized I got some bits red that are supposed to be silver. Let's go back and touch that up later. No, it's just like a little bit. Let's keep most of those red. So yeah, so one of those jobs that I had settled on possibly doing was teaching, which I ultimately went with, especially after I started running a teen writing group. That turned out to be one of the best experiences ever. And the other, I actually considered being a minister. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. So, yeah, your wolf boy almost entered the clergy. Which would have been interesting. Yeah, specifically, like I'm not Catholic, so I wouldn't have been like a priest. Wouldn't have had like the collar and stuff. But it was a path I considered. But ultimately decided on teaching school rather than seminary. Like, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the world's most religious person, but there was a point in my life, and I'm considering returning to it, where I was very spiritual. And had a very transcendentalist mindset. Very, like, classical romanticism. And the minister I had growing up was a lot like that, actually. Spiritual successor to him. thankfully, like, I guess I'm pretty open when I talk about the faith I formerly followed, and still kind of do to a degree. Just, like, obviously, it's Sunday and I'm not there. But I was raised Unitarian Universalist, which basically what that translates to. It's kind of a religion tailor-made for agnostics. It's technically an offshoot of Christianity, so there are a lot of that element in it. But at the end of the day, it revolves around the idea it doesn't necessarily matter what you have faith in, just that you have it, and that it helps you be a better person, and it helps you make the world around you better. So that's the important part. So it's a very open-ended kind of belief structure where you look around at other belief systems and you think, oh, that makes sense, I'll adopt that. That makes sense, I'll adopt that. So you build your own, you basically assemble your own faith with some uniting central ideas. Yeah. Instead of Build-A-Bear, build a faith. And like my minister, for instance, Tom Alburn, he was a truly great man. R.I.P. He passed a number of years ago. Really funny guy. He was personal friends with the Dalai Lama. He had a picture of the two of them together. And he was very transcendentalist, so he's all about revering nature and believing like if there is a God, that's where he is. It's in the natural world. So a lot of stuff related to things like Emerson and Thoreau, quoted Walden a lot, reading romantic poetry, basing a lot of sermons around like nature walks and things, and inserting a lot of humor. They brought in pop culture a lot too. It was a very progressive faith. Like, if you go into the church that I had historically attended, there's an LGBT ally flag like right there, just hanging near the pulpit. So that tells you right there what they're about. Yeah. And there were okay. It's not the direction I thought the stream was going to take, but like there's a couple of really funny stories about him that I love telling. One revolves around a sermon he gave on the dangers of conformity. He was really about finding your own voice, swimming against the stream, very Dead Poets Society type stuff. So he did a whole sermon around that, and he themed it around a metaphor where conformity was represented by the Borg from Star Trek. So he called the sermon Meeting the Borg. And as it was about to start, he was like, if you excuse me for just one moment, I have a special guest for today, so let me just go get him. And he descended down into the pulpit, which the pulpit in my church, it wasn't just like a little lectern or whatever. It was this enormous like dais with a staircase inside it, which is still there. So he descended down into there. I'm just gonna do the eye lenses on this guy while he's up. And when he came up again, he had a cardboard cutout of Data from Next Generation. And he just had that standing next to him on the pulpit the entire time. And like, part of me was like, wow, he got that just for the sermon. And then the more I thought about it, it was like, he probably just had that at his house. He was that kind of guy. So that's one. And then there's the story Oh boy. There's a story about him and a member of his congregation who it's kind of a tragic story at first, and then it gets really hilarious and horrible. So there was a member of the congregation who, a number of years prior, had lost her mother, and I guess her mother's wishes had been to spread her ashes like somewhere beautiful that she would love, like somewhere natural and peaceful. But this woman couldn't bring herself to do it. She just couldn't let go, which is a very understandable feeling. And she knew she had to do it. It's something that it would be healthy, it would be healing, it would bring some closure to that whole chapter of her life. But she couldn't do it alone. So she asked Reverend Alburn to help her with that. And he was like, of course, I will absolutely do that. We'll plan out a place to do it. I will come with you. I'll say a few words while we're there. It'll be a really nice, really healing moment. So they did, and they picked out this beautiful lake out in the woods somewhere, very Walden-esque. I think it was actually a place where her mother liked to go in life. And so the woman brought out the ashes and started spreading them out over the lake, and she was getting very emotional. And I mean, as one might expect. And so the Reverend started speaking. He said a little prayer and talked about how beautiful this was, how healing. Like, she's moving on with her life. She's letting go. She's starting over. And then the ducks showed up. And I think you can assume what the ducks did when they saw all those delicious ashes being spread out over the lake. And without missing a beat, immediately, Reverend Alburn pivoted the entire focus of his speech and started like almost frantically saying like, this is the circle of life. She's returning to nature. It's part of the natural balance. Like, he's just like pulling stuff out of his ass, trying to backtrack, like try to console this woman who was just freaking out. Oh my god. Yeah. So that and then the last big story I have about him that I like to tell is the story of his last sermon. I was there on the day of his retirement, and I feel very, very blessed to have been there. In retrospect, that man had an enormous impact on my life. And so his last sermon was a lot of like the traditional stuff, but he also made a point to tell us all the story of how he became a minister. Oh, hello Mickey, how's it going? Thank you for the hydrate. And he revealed his greatest secret. And that is when he applied for seminary school and got accepted. You know, there's a lot of questions he had to answer in his application. Things that he had to talk about in his essay and all that. But most noteworthy was the fact that they never, at one point in the whole process, asked him if he had ever been to church in his life. And he had not. He had never set foot inside a church before. And they did not catch that. So they admitted him, he did really well, he became a minister, and the rest is history. And so as he was telling this, like everyone was laughing, and he just kind of shrugged and looked at us. He was like, well, what are they going to do about it now? It's like, I'm out of here. Yeah, just really sweet, really funny guy. He was like obviously born to do what he did. So he was a major inspiration when I had considered becoming a minister, but ultimately opted for teaching instead. Casing's looking pretty decent. Here's what's called feathering. Little strokes next to each other, just trying to. Hopefully it's working. Feathering, because basically like the tiny strokes are supposed to look like the individual strands or whatever of a feather, but at a distance it just looks like a really nice little transition. I wish I had gotten more time to like chat with Reverend Alburn and get to know him a bit better. I only interacted directly with him a couple of times. Nowadays, there's a lot of questions I would have for him. I hope, looking back, I hope I have a similar impact on some people. Just want to be a positive influence in some way. Recent events have gotten me thinking a lot about what we leave behind. which I don't plan on going anywhere, just so you know. Not anytime soon. It's been very contemplative lately. Surprise anyone to know that Mocha is a big part of that consideration. Future steps there. And the fact that making the move that I would like to make would mean probably relocating. Okay, so that takes care of the red. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. What do I want to do? There is some skin that I need to do. The white scar, I have not base coated his head, so I should probably do that. So I'm going to be going for a tan skin color on him. Tan shadow, it doesn't cover super well. It looks good once it's set, but it takes a couple coats. Be careful because there's a little bit of metal. It's not really his helmet, but it's part of the armor that comes up around the back of his head. Be careful I don't get that. As far as contemplation goes too, I'm also really thinking about... I don't think it's any secret that I haven't been super happy lately. Especially whenever I am stressed out about work stuff. It's not scratching that itch that it used to. So, considering myself to be just a full-time content creator, but that's unrealistic right now. There's a lot that would need to happen if I was going to go in that direction. I need to give this guy a couple minutes to dry before I add the next coat of that. Little stretch. But what I think I'm going to do, over the summer, I'm going to be making some major changes. One is that I'm probably going to sell the house, which will be saying goodbye to an enormous chunk of my life, because this house has been in the family for 35 years. It belonged to my grandparents, and then my mom, and then me. So letting that go is going to be a lot. But this house is worth a decent sum. So it will enable me to go wherever I want to go. And kind of do whatever I want to do for a little bit. And that's kind of exciting. So I'm thinking, as if, am I going to be all right? I don't know. We'll see. The not knowing is actually kind of exciting. But I was thinking over the summer I will have some free time on my hands. So I can, in theory, devote a lot of time to a couple of projects that I've been meaning to put some time into. Like book-related things, and putting out lots of fun content and seeing what happens there. And then, of course, if I can get the house sold before the summer, then I could also relocate to be closer to a particular dragon's lair. Or get her to come here. Whichever one seems more feasible. So I'm not going to move until I find, like, a reliable source of income in that other area, but and vice versa if she were the one to come here. So we shall see. We shall see what the future holds. Let's see, what's next? I should probably just, well, I could, if I wanted to stall even further, I could do some more skin tones, this time on the Gene Stealer Cultists. So I think I will do that. Yeah, so we're gonna do some rosy shadow for them. Go for a nice little rosy skin tone. But yeah, it's just been made very clear to me. I've been in a holding pattern for a very, very long time. Because it's not just in the past 2 years that I've been taking care of Mom. It's honestly the past decade. So I've been in kind of this neutral zone, not really advancing for a long time. I've been primarily concerned with caring for someone else, not me. It's both liberating and terrifying, the idea that I now have free rein to pursue whatever I would like to. not gonna fully do the skin on these guys because I still have to do their armor, which is gonna be like a stone gray color, and highlighting it involves a bit of dry brushing, so. Making some good progress today. How is this guy looking? Alright. Probably ready for another coat. Coats is kind of a magic number for colors that don't cover super well, but in this case, I think I need one more. I would really like to devote some time to getting like a full Gene Stealer Cult army painted. So far I've only got like a squad and a half and a couple of commanders. But I really love how their color scheme ended up looking. Which, if you're not familiar with my King in Yellow color scheme, are on the shelf above me, and oh my god, I've been sitting cross-legged and my legs are falling asleep. So show you a couple of these guys. Oh, just got a message from Ella. Okay. But yeah, the King in Yellow color scheme, we got this fellow, little icon bearer. So yeah, so we got the stone gray armor and then the yellow cloth. I went for like a bright, warm yellow. And just some more standard leather colors. And then the charm point that I really was proud of is the hazard stripes on the weapons. So that's the icon bearer, and then we got this guy with the flamer. And it's kind of hard to see, but I did a little effect with washes to make the nozzle of the flamer look kind of scorched. Yeah. Which turned out pretty decent, if I do say so myself. And then one guy I'm really excited about fielding. This guy, the Locust. So, yeah. Oh, and then let's have this fellow, the Keller morph. He was fun to paint. Yeah, those guys are all going to be in the kill team, along with these two that I'm painting now. Bald. The lore of the Gene Stealer cults is so horrifying. It just shows how intelligent and insidious the Tyranid hive mind is. Not to mention patient. It's like the whole idea of the Gene Stealer cult is a plan that's generations in the making. Stage of it, oh my god. It's the ultimate Lovecraftian horror, complete with despair. Yeah, for those unfamiliar with Gene Stealer cultists, so it starts with a handful of humans who get attacked by a Gene Stealer, the Patriarch or Broodlord, who implants them with his own genetic material, referred to as the Gene Stealer's kiss. And what it does is it overrides that person's DNA. And so when that person awakens afterwards, they have no memory of what happened, and they just go about their life. And then at some point, they meet a partner and they reproduce. But then that's where the Gene Stealer implantation comes into effect. And so the child that is born of that union is, even though it was made by two humans, it is part Gene Stealer. It is Tyranid. And then generations just continue on that way, with just generations and generations of people being born with Tyranid DNA in them. And because of that Tyranid DNA, they are psychically connected to the Patriarch, who just kind of controls them from the shadows as it makes its lair somewhere like underground, out of sight. And it just basically just breeds an entire community of people who instinctively believe that the Tyranids are gods, come to deliver them from oppression and desperation. And so at some point, their leaders get this psychic vision, like given to them by the Patriarch, that, oh, the star gods are coming. They're coming to save everyone. And so they spread the word among the people, and the people are like, now is the time. And they rise up and they overthrow their planet's government and just like, and basically eliminate any defense that the planet might have had to stop the Tyranid hive fleet from approaching. And then the Tyranids start descending, and the Gene Stealer cultists are like, the gods have joined our side. They're fighting alongside us. And it's wonderful. It's this beautiful, heroic moment. But then, now that the Tyranids have overrun the planet, the hive mind calls to the patriarch and is like, okay, patriarch, your job is done, come on back. And the patriarch throws itself into a digestion pool to be reconstituted, like brought back into the Tyranid like biome, as it were. So its genetic material can be used to make more Tyranids. And the second that patriarch dissolves and is gone, its psychic connection is broken, and all of the cultists awaken. And in like one horrifying moment, they look around and realize what they've done just before they themselves are devoured and fed to the hive. So, yeah, it's horrible. Still not 100% sure that isn't happening to me, and I'm scared. Ooh. Okay, the skin tones are pretty much ready. Just let them set for a minute, and then I will give them a wash. With not that one. Where is? Yeah, we'll give it some Reichland Flesh Shade in a minute. In progress, actually. I am stalling having to do the black of that armor. Man. I could also do shoulder pads while I'm at it. Each of the Deathwatch guys has their own unique shoulder pad. Bets. Who do you think will win, Chaos or Necron? It'll be an interesting match, to be sure. Ooh, painting. We are painting kill teams today. So as a part of my plan to roll out new content in 2026, I am finally going to be making a battle report. It's going to be a kill team battle report. So we've actually got 2 kill teams that we're going to be doing. One, the Chaos Legionaries of the Word Bearers Legion, and the Necron Hierotek Circle. So mostly I'm painting those 2 teams, but then I do also have a second battle report that I'm going to be painting, which features the Death Watch versus, let me see if I did I put them back up? No. Versus the Wyrmblade, which is Genestealer cultists. So that'll be a fun match. It's very elite versus horde kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm trying to get them all painted up and pretty. Oh, I didn't mention I was probably going to do the Deathwatch base work, so that when I go over the armor parts in black, I don't have to keep doing touch-ups. So I'm just going to do that now. So we're going to use some stone gray. Of course, the bottle full. Hold on a second. Now, is that dry brush I was using dry enough? Yeah, it feels like it. All right. So, all brushes on the rack here, and
How about something like this?
Deathwatch, I still have a lot of work to do on. And then most of the Genestealer cultists are done, but there's those 2 that I'm adding to the squad. So they're going to be a fair bit of work. As much as I love the Genestealer cult army, and as much as they are indeed fun to paint, they're also very, very time consuming. A lot of little details. Doing art while you're done with it. Aww. Nice. Honestly, like, if y'all want to, at some point, do... Because I remember that crafting stream that I did with Maya. That was super fun. She was doing her project while I worked on building the Shard of the Void Dragon, which I do have to paint at some point. But yeah, if you want to do something like that, like on Cozy Sundays like this, I am 100% down. Yeah, it's just a good time, just working on crafty stuff while chatting with one of my best friends. Just get out of bed before noon. Yeah, that's so hard to do on a Sunday. I had to drag myself out of bed ultimately at like 10:30 because I was like, I have to guest star on Ella's stream in an hour. I need to be awake. Which, that was fun too. Ella's always a fun time. Alright, so that's that. And where is my highlight color? There you are. Some weathered stone. And actually, while this weathered stone is out, I might do some quick base coating of a couple things. I still do not learn the lesson to just get the heck up. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I find that, like, lately, when I've been staying up, like, past midnight. Hey, hello, welcome, welcome. How's it going? Let me give you a shout out. How are ya? Playing some Genshin Impact, nice. Oh, it's been forever since I played that. Hope you had fun. For anyone who is new, hi, my name is Kieran, and I am your guide to the world of Nazarim and many others. I'm a model painter, fantasy writer, and comfy specialist. Today we're just doing some model painting. We're painting some kill teams for a series of battle reports that I'm going to be releasing in the near future. Going to be lurking through stomach issues. Oh no, I hope you feel better. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we're just, right now we're dry brushing the base work on these Deathwatch Space Marines. They still need a fair bit of work. These guys are like, I want to say like 40 to 50% done. If that. But that's okay, because the Deathwatch isn't going to be in the first battle report that I release. The first battle report is going to be Chaos versus Necrons. Yeah, anyone, if you are not already, give Ria a follow. She is a heckin' sweetheart. Let's figure out the color scheme for the Wolf Spear shoulder pad. Okay, so that should do for base work. Deep into pancake. No, no pancake me. I do like pancakes though, just not being one. Okay, so while our weathered stone is still on the palette, we're gonna do some quick little base work with it. Basing work, that is, with Nishdude and Dishdude, two of our melee guys. So with the Blade Master, he is going to be a White Scar. So his right shoulder pad, we are going to base coat with this weathered stone. Very light gray. It makes for a great base coat for white. Although, putting it on black, obviously it's going to take a couple of coats to really pop. It's got a little bit where I didn't want it, but that's okay, because I haven't gone over the black yet. message earlier. I was talking with Chad a week ago that it would be really fun to do a collab where we all follow a tutorial and some kind of art thing and show our results after. May have. I think for me, maybe OSL, object source lighting, is one aspect of painting that I've never really gotten the hang of. For those unfamiliar, it's basically where you're creating the illusion that an object is glowing. So for example, like with this Necron Chronomancer here, let's assume this purple part and this little ball at the top of his staff is just a ball of light, which it's supposed to be. Then obviously it would cast a purplish light on everything around it. So that would be the OSL part, which I'm afraid to do because I don't want to mess up the nice paint job that I just did. Alright, so while that's drying on this guy, for this guy, the Blood Angel, there's the little Blood Angel icon, so it's like a blood drop with angel wings. So the wings are gonna be white. Go. To look at the reference picture, the white scar symbol. It's not just going to be red. I think there's some yellow in there too. See exactly what goes where. I like this song a lot, actually. It's very cute. Something really fun about like playing cutesy music while painting Warhammer stuff. Offset the horrible grimdark. Just imagine playing like cutesy anime music while I'm painting Dark Eldar at some point. Because I do have a Dark Eldar kill team that I do want to paint. The Hand of the Archon. So what I'm gonna do, if I end up really liking making the battle reports, and if they are well received and stuff, and I feel like people want to see more, what I will do after the first couple is I will make a point of painting 4 more kill teams, and then expanding it to like an ongoing story of 8 different factions. And I'm trying to think what I want those 4 to be. What I'm thinking is having like maybe 1 Chaos related faction, 1 Imperium related, and 2 different Xenos related teams. I'm just trying to think what they would be. And I've got a lot of options, actually. I am trying to cut down on the number of armies that I have for like 40k proper. I'm going to be narrowing it down a lot, especially over the coming months. I'm going to be kind of weeding through my collection to stuff I don't use anymore, and stuff that I know that I'm never going to get around to painting. But I do want to hold on to the kill teams, because I like the format of it, the small squad kind of thing. It means you can like collect a lot of them and have a lot of different options. I don't know, for the Chaos one, I'm thinking either the Chaos Cult, or maybe it might be kind of fun to do the Warp Coven, which is like the Rubric Marines, the Tzeentch Thousand Suns Marines. That could be kind of cool. For Imperium, I'm thinking possibly something related to the Inquisition, ? Or maybe the Kasrkin, the Imperial Guardsmen. Because I do have a Kasrkin squad that I've named all of them. They're all named kind of partially after characters from John Carpenter's The Thing. Or alternatively, I do also have the Inquisitorial agents, which are really fun. So I don't know. I might put it to a vote. And for the Xenos, I do want to paint up the Blades of Cain, which is a Craftworld Eldar team. And then I don't know, what other Xenos race would be interesting to see? Because we've got options. Let's see, what do we have? Just looking through the list here. So Blades of Cain. There's the Brood Brothers, which are Imperial Guardsmen that are connected to the Genestealer cults. There's the Canoptic Circle, which is another Necron list. The Corsair Voidscar, Voidsguard. That's Eldar pirates, space pirates. The Farstalker Kinband, which is Kroot. So they're like reptilian birdmen kind of thing. There's the Hand of the Archon, the Dark Eldar. The Orc Commandos. The Mandrakes, which are really creepy Dark Eldar dudes who are like very eldritch and shadowy. Pathfinders, so it's like a Tau scout team. The Raveners, so it's like really big old Tyranids. There's the Void Dancer Troop, which would take forever to paint. I think that's going to be like a long-term in the background one. That's Eldar Harlequins. They have very complex paint schemes. Yeah, so those are the different Xenos races that I have. I don't know. If I'm running low on Xenos, I do have some other options in other areas. Like there's the Plague Marines. For Chaos, there's the Nemesis Claw, which is like Night Lords. The Goremongers, which are Cultists of Khorne. So lots of Chaos options. For Imperials, I've got a ton of different dudes. There's the Phobos Strike Team, which is kind of Space Marine Vanguard type things. The Space Marine Scouts. The Imperial Navy Imperial Navy Breachers, which could be fun. There's the Tempestus Aquilons, which are like elite Imperial Guardsmen with jump packs, which could be interesting. Oh, the Exaction Squad is there. It's the Adeptus Arbites. Sanctifiers, which are like crazy zealots with lots of flamethrowers. There's a lot of options. First, we'll start with these four factions, and then we'll see what people want to see from there. I did also pre-order the new Kill Team set that's coming out, which has Night Lord Raptors versus some Sisters of Battle, which could be really interesting. That could be an option as well. That's I think that's still a couple of weeks out from being released. Just adding one final coat of the weathered stone to the white areas. Okay. Let those dry. Oh, the salamander needs some white on him, actually, because the salamander symbol, the little dragon head, that's in white. So if anyone's interested in like more 40k stories and things, I do really recommend Pariah Nexus. It's a short animated series, computer animated. But, it tells the story of a Necron invasion of an Imperium world, and they basically just like decimate all the Imperial forces there. All the guardsmen are either dead or turned into pariahs. There were some Space Marines. They ended up getting slaughtered. There's a bunch of Sisters of Battle. Most of them die. So like it gets to a point where there's only really two people left to try and like stem the tide. Like save any remaining civilians that are there, and one of them is a Sister of Battle. He's a little crazy, as they are, and the other is a salamander. Sakan, I believe is his name. He's really cool. I like Sakan a lot. What I really like about that is it showcases a chapter other than Ultramarines, first of all. Which, nothing against the Ultramarines, but they're kind of everywhere, and I would like to see the other chapters get more love. But with the Salamanders, like, they're nice. They're actually nice to people, and they like civilians. And there's a really cute scene where Sakan is talking to some survivors, and there's a couple children among them. And there's like a little moment of levity there before the return to the horrible grimdark. I just love seeing like normal people interact with Space Marines, just like the reverence that you see in their eyes, because to them, Space Marines are like actual angels come to save them. And like you see a little bit of that in Space Marine 2 as well. Like when you go up to the Imperial Guardsmen, they like kneel, and we're calling you my lord, and it's fun. Go a little longer, probably until like 2:30, and then we'll wrap it up because I do have a lot to get done today. It's just nice having a little cozy moment. Just take a few minutes out of the day, do a little painting. Excuse me. Once the white sets, I will apply a little bit of black wash to it. So the dry palette is getting, or the wet palette is getting a little dry. But I'm probably gonna toss this sheet. It's getting pretty full. That's okay. A bunch of parchment paper sheets came with this thing. I can probably get refills pretty easily. But I honestly, this was a great investment. I love this palette. I think this is going to serve me well for the foreseeable future. Let's see. All right. So, let's throw a little black wash on here. Don't need very much. This brush for it. Don't want to do too much. On there that I can clearly see the outline of the details that I want to color in later. Oops. There we go. Easy peasy. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, the Iron Hand guy, I guess the Iron Hand symbol on the shoulder pad is supposed to be white. I thought it was going to be silver. My mistake. So we'll have to redo that. I don't have occasion to paint Iron Hands very often, so in fact, this is my first one. Which, honestly, if I were painting Iron Hands, I'd probably be using a lot of the same colors. The only difference is, between this and Deathwatch, the only real difference is that the gun casing would be white. Like the grip. Oh, yeah, the grip on the brush is nice. It's very handy. Yeah, and again, this brush set came with the palette, so yeah. So not only do you get a really good palette that works both as a wet and a dry palette, because it's got different attachments for each, or different trays for each, you also got a really nice brush set out of it. So great investment, honestly. Where is it? So I got it off of Amazon. It is the Nicpro Nicpro miniature painting kit with wet palette. So it's really nice. It comes with 100 sheets of the palette paper and 4 different sponges too. So if for some reason the sponge bites the dust for whatever reason, I got some replacements. Yeah, it's got the little brush holder rack. And like I said, when I closed this thing up after my stream Friday night, I looked at it the next day, and I even looked at it this morning, and some of the paint on it was still wet. So the airtight seal on it is really nice. Let's see if we got an ad playing, so just wait for that to resolve. Yeah. Cool. All right. And I will just hit this Iron Hand symbol with a little bit of that black wash. Don't need too much of it. There we go. And then we'll brighten that up once that dries. Yeah, because I think the next time I'm painting is Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Next time I'm painting on stream, that is. I will probably paint a little bit off stream, trying to make some progress. I might actually do the the thing I was dreading, where I'm covering all the armor plates with the black again. Because it's so tedious. It's so tedious. Actually, oh man, I think the Wolf Spear shoulder pad has some white in it, now that I'm thinking of it. Let's see. Yes, actually. So we can do that before we call it. So yeah, it's a wolf head with a couple of spears behind it. Go figure. On a black backdrop. So we'll just do the wolf head. Awoo. Oh, I forgot, Teeny, you redeemed an Awoo earlier, and I never did because I was in my intro screen. Ow! There you go. There we go. Add one little coat to that, and then actually it turned out these spears behind the wolf head are red. So why don't I? This is still wet. I think it is. Because the parchment paper is getting a little dry, so the paint is starting to dry. That's what I get for leaving it open. Well, I had to, obviously. Alright, so put a little more heraldic red on the palette then. And I might actually use my super small brush for it. Go. Might need another coat of the heraldic just to make it pop. I immediately mess up. That's okay. It was on the main part of the shoulder pad, which is going to be black, so I have to go back over that anyway. A little more weathered stone on the wolf head. In there, get the eyes to pop a bit. Ooh. We've been making good progress today, I think. Finished the base work on everyone, aside from any like flock or static grass that I'll be adding later, but that's after I finish everything else and seal them. We did some detailing on the Space Marines, finished the red casings on all their weapons and the purity seals. I haven't done the jade color on the Necron stabs that I want to do, so I'll probably do that. If I don't do that off stream, I will do it Tuesday night. Because the Necrons I should be prioritizing, in theory, because they're going to be in that first bat rep. And once the Necrons are done, I will also be picking out some scenery, some terrain pieces that I want to use. Just some building things. So yeah. So much work to do. But at least this is fun work, not work. My hand at making battle reports and see my models on the tabletop, all fully painted and pretty. Okay, so that bit of detail is done. I could finish up the red with some Sione Scarlet. I think I will do that. Also, I apologize if you can hear the heater in the background. It's been going this entire time, and it's just now that I'm realizing how loud it was. Oh, I think that's the end of the playlist. So actually, that's probably a good time to leave us off. So there we go. Oh, that shoulder pad is looking so fancy. Yes, I love it. Okay. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we're going to start wrapping things up. Let's see. Host is around. A fair number of people, it turns out. It's a fun stream. Oh, I'm glad. Let's see. Oh. Okay, why don't we... Let's go and visit... Let me see how long they've been on. They've been on for a few hours, but looks like they're still going. So let's go and visit my friend Gillen, who is playing some House Flipper. So Gillen's a heckin' sweetheart, so go give her lots of love. And so thank you guys for joining me. Thank you again, Rie, for the raid. I hope you feel better. And off we go. So yeah, so I'll be back Tuesday night with some more model painting. Check out my Instagram, KMD Wargaming, for some progress pictures on these kill teams that I'm working on. And then of course Wednesday, Crooked Moon over on Teeny's channel. Do not miss it, and definitely don't miss on Friday some Crooked Space Marines as the Elysium gang, my Teeny and myself, go play some Space Marines as Crooked Moon characters. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. I will leave you guys with Gillen. See you Tuesday. In the meantime, be good out there, be kind, and I will see you in the next chapter. Bye for now, travelers. So, hi, Kiniko. Oh, and thank you, Marge Simpson, for the hydration spell.